And the transition is complete. We are finally streaming. And my face is no longer there. Apparently, our newest player is going to be GMing tonight. And this is I'm quitting streaming forever. This is your new on the forefront host. Let me fix that.
Introduce the series.
Introducing. No,
Go
not
for it.
you. Not Brahms. No, not Brahms again. No, not you,
Brahms?
Arcane.
What?
Not you again. Where am
What is
I?
happening?
He's trying to find his camera.
He keeps moving the cameras.
There.
Oh my god.
Okay,
There.
there's. Oh my god, I love this.
So,
Oh, you're bigger.
So proud.
I'm never going to.
Oh, hey, it's me. And then I moved.
Yeah.
And now I'm back.
Yeah. Let's get this right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are once again leaping into the wondrous world of Mousecode. And due to several difficulties, we have finally. Oh my god. It's awful. I hate it. I need to get my stupid. I'm trying to be a perfectionist with these screens. I'm so sorry. But I need
A
it.
little bit squished.
I need it. I am squished. I don't want to be squished. What about this? But that's way too far.
At least now you're taller.
At least now you're.
At least,
Okay.
yes, it's true. Anyways, we're back once again with the fantastic world of Mouseguard. And we all look beautiful. Thank you, Aviator. But yeah, guys, I'm very. One sec. I'm very proud to be here with everyone at last. Because we are jumping back into the fury of this magical world called Mouseguard. And we have quite the show tonight. What we shall be doing is jumping straight into this, because we have no time to waste. We love all of you, and we will prove that love by having some fun. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna explain to you what the heck this Mouseguard stuff is, because some of us might be new, some of us might need a refresher, because the hurricane might have beat us up a bit. Anyways, so, we are playing this wonderful role-playing game called Mouseguard. Mouseguard is this comic book series written and drawn by David Peterson. He is awesome. And we are playing the role-playing game based on that fantastic series. It is all about these little tiny mice. And these mice are not like your average mice, because they are clever, they are brave, and they are gosh darn smart. These mice are able to carve out this little piece of home in the wilderness. And over time, the mice began to grow smarter, grow bolder, and not only carved out this lovely piece of territory, but they have begun to expand, they have begun to experiment, they have pursued the sciences, pursued warfare, and even developed their own special trade system between all of the communities. However, the glue that holds this territory together is the Mouseguard. The Mouseguard is a faction of warrior, scientist, scholar, just general all-around the best of the territories. And their job is solely to ensure that the territories remain safe, that all mice prosper, and that, gosh darn, we live to see another day. That is who our players are. They are a part of the Mouseguard right away. So we are going to jump right into it and just go into the player Arcane. Arcane, your character, tell us their name.
Erna Ravenrock.
And
She's,
Erna.
Patrol Guard.
Patrol Guard! That's great. So you're a Patrol Guard. That is good. The Mouseguard has various ranks that go up. You have the little Tenderpaws that are sort of like the squires. You have the Guards mice that are like the footmen, the body of the guard. And then you have the Patrol Guards. These mice are sort of a step above the Guards mouse. They are sort of specialized in various missions that can be run solo or with sensitive materials, or just a mouse who has proven themselves to be an independent, steadfast mouse. You are in Lockhaven. Lockhaven is the headquarters of the Mouse Guard. It is smack dab in the center of the territories, and in Lockhaven lies the matriarch. The matriarch is known as Gwendolyn, and she is a blonde-furred mouse with a rich blue cloak. And you know this, one, because you get your missions from her on a frequent basis, but also because you are sitting in her office right now. Her office is a bit of a clutter. It is currently summer. The summer season brings with it lots of drama, because animals now have had time to come out, and the only thing they want to do is eat, breed, and wreck your life. And that usually entails the Mouse Guard stepping up on their patrols, rushing out there to help all of the mice as best they can. And I'm assuming you've been through a few missions since spring, but I also believe that this might be one of your first occasions speaking to Gwendolyn alone. There's no one else in this room. The only thing that you can see is her big table where the map of the territories is, various pieces of tokens to represent the various patrols. You also see that she has a very big kettle full of dandelion tea. And the first thing she does is pour herself one, and then hesitates to pour another. She looks up to you and says, "I'm sorry, Erna, I'm a bit frazzled. Would you like a cup, perhaps?"
Yes, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Lovely. She starts pouring it for you and then slides it across the table. And then moseys on back to her little seat. And she sort of gestures to the eastern edge of the territories. Right over here. And you kind of are now expecting what's about to happen next. She says, "Erna, you've been a steadfast patrol guard, but I'm afraid I need to send you away from the territories. I need to send you to where you're needed most. If you can see here," and she points at this little big dot where a lot of mouse tokens are. And not only that, she's taken a lot of time to track the various trade that has been happening between the various towns over here. And you know this established little place beyond the border to be Tapper's Point. Tapper's Point is, as you understand from the rumors, this experiment that Gwendolyn is heading. Tapper's Point is an attempt to extend the border of the territories further east. That is a hard task because the scent border is literally what keeps the larger predators out. It is literally a chemical trail that just the predators are driven away from it. It smells that bad. But also, it's just
simulated wolf urine.
Yeah, basically. I like to describe it as a sort of if you smash some rotten eggs together with some green Jolly Ranchers, and you just make a nasty cocktail full of those. But that's been what keeps the territory safe from the worst predators imaginable beyond that scent border. And Gwendolyn, based on pressures from the rest of the territory, has figured out this is the solution I will put forward. And she says, "Now, a lot of guards mice have already made their way there, and I'm sending you with a delivery. This is a special request that only Lockhaven can grant." And she sort of pulls out this little sack, and it has inside it some what looks like nets and various other materials for traps. And she says there's another cart just like this, filled with some cages as well. It seems that their local insectress, she's not a guard's mouse, mind you, but she needs our support. I'd like you to deliver these to her, and then from there, fulfill whatever duty she has next for you. You should also, you notice that she sort of winces a bit and says, "Whoever is available, I'd like you to report."
I'm coming.
Here I come. Oh my goodness, thank you, Azure Demon. We appreciate that follow. I would like you to please report in to Patrol Leader Quincy or Guard Captain Aragon, whoever is available at the time. Keep an open mind, and just know that this is not a punishment of any sort. Lots of guards mice have been complaining about it, but I know that you will do good there. That's all I require of you.
Thank you. I'm comfortable in distant locations.
That's good to hear. And she just gives you a nod and says, "Do you need anything else? Any questions?"
No, I should be comfortable discussing with the local heads.
Glad to hear it. Well, best of luck on your trails, alright? And she sort of
Thank you, Matriarch.
clacks her teacup against yours and just gives it a long...
I'll finish mine.
It was going to be a lot bigger than that, but unfortunately my coffee cup is very full, so I can't do it in character, but you know how it goes! So, it sounds like you need to take a trip. Mister, it sounds like you need to make a roll. Because if you can imagine, Mouse Guard is a role-playing game all about dice, and also about how very tense your dice rolls can be. You need to make it from Lockhaven all the way over here. That is a heavy task for most mice, but you're not like most mice. You're a Mouse Guard. You're ready for this. So here's what I want you to do. You need to get from point A to point B. That sounds like the Pathfinder skill. Do you happen to have Pathfinder?
I do, yes.
What is the current skill rating in Pathfinder?
3.
3. Well then, it sounds like you'd be rolling 3 dice. So here's what I would like you to do. Go ahead and do that copy-paste of that little rolling thing I told you. But before you put dice in there, I want you to sort of come to understand that whatever that skill rating is, it's how many d6s that you will be rolling. So right now you have 3 d6s in your digital palm. But I need 2 successes. That means this test is going to have 2 obstacles. That means in order to not get a condition or a twist that'll complicate things, you need to roll that and get me 2 successes. But you're rolling 3 dice. The chances of that are... I mean, you're rolling 1 more, but still, it's a little bit hairy. You can do something to help yourself with this. Do you happen to have a trait that you think would be able to shine for Erna as she's traveling along on this solitary journey?
Potentially Sharp-Eyed?
Sharp-Eyed. That actually does sound like you're keeping an eye out for predators or certain drops. This is the summer season, so there are a lot of weeds growing that you'll have to mosey on through, blaze your trail. I think that's appropriate. When you use a trait, or as we call it, when you burn a trait to help yourself, you get a +1 die. So now you have 4 dice. But you cannot use Sharp-Eyed to help you anymore this session. So these are sort of like, you burn them once, and then they'll sort of rekindle later on when you play again. So here's what I'd like you to do. Go ahead and roll 4 dice, and let's see if you're able to get 2 successes. Let's see if this is a bumpy journey or not.
Alright, let's flip a coin.
Three successes!
There we go.
You readily mosey your way over the territories and off into the wild country. Go ahead and tell me, as Erna is making this journey, what kind of mouse she is. Go ahead and tell us what her fur color is, what her cloak color is, what her belief and instinct are. Go ahead and share those little details with us.
Right, so her fur color is a mottled brown, so it's a few shades of light brown mixed in with some darker brown patches. She's missing a part of her ear. Her cloak color is a faded red, so it's a tad bit darker, faded away. Her belief is that she's kind of a passive patient mouse, so she believes that the best laid plans of mice may go awry, but they're still worth laying.
That's why
And
she's
her
sharp-eyed, I
instinct-
guess.
And her instinct is to back up, to reassess the situation. She does a lot of scouting, a lot of pathfinding, a lot of cartography. So she back up, reassess, and if there's a heavy risk, to leave.
Very
Her
calculated.
info isn't worth anything if she's dead.
That's true. Oh man. So you take this mission very seriously, I believe. Do you have any weapons, by the way?
Hook and line.
Hook and line. Oh, Tilly. So here's what's gonna happen. You're not gonna get into condition. You're not gonna get a twist because you passed the test. If you fail, I could give you a condition. I could say, you know what, that journey is just really hard, and it's summer, you're hot, you're thirsty, you're hungry, you're tired. We sort of use these descriptors to sort of, put your mouse to the word that means your mouse is suffering horribly.
Right.
If you get all the conditions, your mouse dies. But thankfully, this is a community game. We just want to have fun, so we're not going to throw all the conditions on you just because you failed one roll. So right now, you're going to make it all the way to Tapper's Point. Tapper's Point is buried in this pine forest, these pine trees that are just looming above you. But not only that, the ground is sort of covered in the needles, these brown, thin, sort of like a carpet that's been laid out for you over the several seasons that this area, this wild country, has not gotten tended to by the Mouse Guard. You're starting to see, after many days of traveling east, that there is a path that apparently has the telltale marks of some merchant mice, some caravans, and the familiar footpaws of dutiful mice marching to their duty. You follow in those footsteps, and you come to a clearing. But in this clearing is a giant pine tree. This one's rather old and massive, and you notice that it has those similar signs of civilization. The base of the tree, the very bottom, sort of nestled in the tangled up and uneven roots and knots that form at the base, are sort of carved away to reveal these gates and this archway with a cobbled staircase that leads up to it. And not only that, you see that there are other mice congregating around the clearing here, just setting up what looks like some defensives. They're sticking some stakes in the ground, and they're starting to sort of assess the area. They seem to also be constructing sort of stairs and houses on the upper reaches of the trunk. You see, as you're sort of bringing this cart behind you, two mice in heavy armor. They are decked out in this stuff. You also notice that they're carrying halberds, each of them, and they're wearing cloaks of the Mouse Guard. And as far as you know, the Mouse Guard is in charge of this outpost, because right now it's not a settlement; it's being built up into a town. So for right now, it is under guard authority completely. You see that the mouse on the left, she is wearing what looks like a very green cloak, and the other one, he's wearing a yellow cloak. And quite immediately, as you sort of get close, the one on the right just greets you and says, "Well, hi there! How you doing? Welcome to Tapper's Point! Hello?
Greetings. Thank you.
Oh,
It's a long trip. I'm glad to be here, safe and sound.
oh, that's great! Oh, what you got there?" And he sort of steps out of position to sort of examine the cart.
I'll open it up so you can get a good look at the
Okay.
traps within.
Nice. Oh man, what you gonna catch with these? He starts fiddling with the straps of one of them.
Oh, careful. I have to deliver these further in town.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. And he sort of backs away very quickly, and you notice that the mouse on the left, her halberd sags a little, and you see that her helmet just sort of... And she says, do you know who you're supposed to report to?
I hadn't written it down. The insectress, right?
Oh,
Out,
Which-
out of character. It's the Insectress, right?
yes, you're supposed to report to an insectrist in this town, as well as either Patrol Leader Quincy or Guard Captain Arabelle.
Right, so I'll start with, I'll mention I'm supposed to report to Guard Captain Arabelle first.
They nod, and immediately Blaze is like, "Well, gosh, I could deliver these for you if you want."
Well, that's quite alright. I have to ask some questions first.
Oh, well, sure thing. Do you need like a tour or anything? And the mouse on the left says, "Blaze, we're on duty. You can't wander. Just listen. What's your name again?"
Erna Ravenrock.
Hi, Seabree. That's Blaze. You just go inside. This I don't think the cart will make it up the stairs, but nobody will touch it. Trust me. The guard knows not to touch things when they're placed. No. She's at the very top, 2 floors up. There's only 2 offices. You'll know which one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No
I'll
problem.
leave the cart nearby so they can make sure no one fiddles with it or anything, and
Nice.
head upstairs.
Right. And as you're walking away, you hear behind you, "Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed Tapper's Point."
I hope so too.
And you move up. Tapper's Point is impressive, to say the least. For an outpost, you would have expected it to barely be habitable, but it seems as though this could withstand winter with the amount of work that's being put into it. It doesn't seem very well populated, sadly. You get the sense that there's maybe like less than 20 mice that live here currently, but that may just because a lot of them are patrol mice that might be sort of wandering the wild country, perhaps. And you move up to the 3rd floor of Tapper's Point. And you notice that it's not a very big floor. Mainly it seems to be transitory between the upper reaches where some housing units are going to be built and 2 doors. The one on the left is firmly shut. And it does have this little sign above it that says Guard Captain Arabelle, Warden of the Wild Country. And you see that to the right there is another sign that says Administrator Quincy. Or Town Administrator. And
I will knock on the guard captain's door.
you knock. And from there, Lloyd. Oh gosh, did I mix up your characters again? It's Brahms. Is it Lloyd or Elric? It's Elric, isn't it?
It's Elric, yeah.
God, I got it right in the Discord.
I was wondering when you would notice.
I got it right
Mentioned
in
it
the
in
Discord, but I
chat.
didn't get it right in the stream.
I was laughing so hard.
Oops-sauce.
I even said, I'm like way up in chat, I'm like, I'm not the Lloyd. The not Lloyd, the not Lloyd accepts your candor.
Oopsie. I love you.
We love you too, more.
Elric, you are in Guard Captain Arabelle's office. With you is Cedric as well. And she is grilling you guys on your current experience with Tapper's Point. Can you guys go ahead and describe yourselves and tell us your character's belief, please?
Go ahead, Cedric.
Hey, so I'm Cedric. I'm basically a mouse who's a scientist who came up here to help out. Who had the broken leg or arm? No,
Oh.
arm.
Oh god, it was... Okay, so
Yeah,
Pepperjack.
it was Grizzly.
Hit Pepperjack, and it wasn't broken. It was gone.
It was torn off.
It was gone.
Yeah. That was pleasant. I just started in the Mouse Guard. I've only done a few missions. And basically, I'm the innocent one who goes, "Oh, enemy? Hi! Would you like a cup of tea?" And then they promptly punch me. And then I go, "Why?" But no. My belief is basically anyone is good unless they prove otherwise. Or, I don't know how to describe that one.
You're a sweetheart. That's what it gets down
Basically.
to. Yeah.
Basically.
Elric, how about yourself?
Elric is less of a sweetheart. He's a veteran of the Weasel War. He was a tender paw during that time. And he's a red fur who is essentially a hunter. He was trained by his mentor, Red Jack. And his belief is cleverness, when applied properly, can bring down the most powerful foes, which was a rock the last time we basically played.
Well, when you're desperate, you use what you got.
Basically.
Alright, so, you both hear this knock as Guard Captain Arabelle is sort of like trying to get a report from you, see how you're settling in. And, immediately, is this your guys' first time talking to Guard Captain Arabelle, I think?
I think this is our first time meeting, and actually...
Definitely first for me.
Elric has heard rumors about Cedric along in Tapper's Point as him having the softest fur, so occasionally he's just going to kind of...
Sir?
And that is when...
I mean, mental health is a thing. I can give him a hug.
That is... Oh, my goodness. That is when there's a... Is it a sharp rap, Arcane, or is it a boom, boom?
Arcane.
Oh, you're muted.
Arcane, you're muted!
Sorry, yes, it's a sharp rap on the door.
Sharp rap. Ah! And from there, Guard Captain Arabelle looks up, and you just hear this very curt voice say, "Come in."
I'll open the door.
Elric kind of scowls. It's like, damn it!
Hi!
You see us sitting at the desk in the back of this room. It's not a long room, but at the same time, you feel like you have to do this walk of assessment as you sort of approach the desk. It gives her ample time to just sort of study you with these dark eyes. Guard Captain Arabelle is decked out in similar armor as the two mice down front, and that's weird because it was only those two mice who and Guard Captain Arabelle in this entire town that you've seen in full armor. She doesn't wear a helmet though. You see that she sort of has her hands folded out in front of her, concerned, looking between these two mice, but now her full attention is on you. And you notice that she's wearing a white cloak of the guard's mouse, of the mouse guard. And she gives you a nod and says, "Have a seat. I believe I've been expecting you."
I'll sit as appropriate.
She nods. And she looks to Elric and Cedric and says, "This is Raven Rock. I have it listed here that you are delivering something for our..." She, now this is the weird thing. She actually has to look over to a little notebook to look up this name. She seemed to recall the mice who are in the mouse guard just fine, but now that she's actually having to look up someone who doesn't, work in the mouse guard, she winces and she says, "Aurelia, Miss Silkwalker, I believe." The delivery is downstairs, yes?
That's correct, yes.
Good.
I left it with Super in place.
How was the journey?
Arrived safe and sound.
Good.
Best I can expect.
Are you fit for patrol?
Yes, I am.
She looks to the two of you and says, "Are you fit for patrol?"
I'm more than ready.
Yes?
Very well. You'll be taking these devices. Take them to Aurelia. Do what she says. Retrieve the tender paw, Tilly Antherd. Get her away from the weasel, please.
Yes, Guard.
I'll try, Guard Captain, but it's a bit harder than it would seem at this current time.
Wait, there's a weasel?
Yeah, she grits her teeth and says, "I'm entrusting this to you in that case, Elric.
Very well.
Please use force." And then she says, "Are there any questions?"
No, I imagine we can follow through.
Yes!
Yes.
Why is there a weasel?
Unfortunately, because we're in the wild country, it has been Administrator Quincy's idea that we should make as many allies as possible.
I question that as well.
Okay.
Fortunately,
In this case.
I don't have as much authority as I would hope to veto him. Until the matriarch sends a patrol mouse with a missive, as I have requested. She is our ally currently. Do not kill her.
Oh.
Very well.
But do use force.
Drag the Tenderpaw away if you have to.
Understood.
I mean, if they're an ally, clearly they haven't killed someone yet.
This is a weasel. They've killed something, at the very least.
Oh, okay. Alright.
And she sort of raises up a hand, gives you a salute, and dismisses you.
I'll head outside.
Elric salutes as well and turns quickly and exits the office.
So, what do you do first? Do you retrieve Tenderpaw, or do you go to Aurelia?
Aurelia first. We don't know where the Tenderpaw is.
Aurelia.
At least I don't.
Well, I do.
You do. So, burp. So Aurelia is in this little, like, spot of the tree where it's obviously, like, higher on the second floor than it should be, but it's also sort of this very tightly spaced room. And you see that she has several utensils here, a wheel to use for, like, threading silk and such. And she also has several, like, garments that are sort of half-made. You look, and actually, I believe she... Let me actually check really quick. Yeah. So you see a young mouse, blonde fur, lifting in baskets of what looks like fluffy linen, and you also see that there's some strips of flax as well, ready to be sort of turned into linen. She sort of looks over and says, "Guards, mice!" And she slams the basket down, and she stomps
I jump in
over.
surprise.
She stomps over. She's wearing this long apron, and these little powdered gloves, and she sort of like and just tosses them down and says, "All right, what is it?"
We're here to follow up on the report of a Tenderpaw out in Weasel Country.
Oh wait. Oh yes, they're saddling me with that one. All right, so. Hi.
I came with a shipment. I was understood I should report to you regarding it.
In the corner, please. And she sort of points to this spot where there's this like workbench, and she says, "Just drop it over there. I'll hold on." This place is very cluttered, but then she sort of turns back and says, "All right, so you're working for me now, right?"
That's correct.
Great.
I believe so.
No. Okay, this is great. This is great. Where's the Tenderpaw?
She is currently with the weasel. Druvda.
That's not gonna do. Alright, let's go. And she starts taking off her apron. She grabs a big billowy cloak and a big firm pointed hat and a staff. And she starts marching out with a basket under her arm as she starts marching away down Tapper's Point.
And they'll follow suit.
Alright.
Yep.
I'll follow suit, making sure to close the door behind me.
Yeah, she actually pauses and says, "Wait, I didn't," and then she turns and says, "You did. You," points, and then she keeps going down. She keeps going down. And you're led out of Tapper's Point, a little further away, And before you get,
Well,
If
If I may, because we're passing where I left the equipment in the cart.
Oh, yes.
I can't carry that back up to her office, but I'll ask if we need any of this.
you notice that her basket is filled with various implements that she seems confident that will sort of do what she wants with that cart. She does direct one of you to take the cart as well. Just sort of follow her.
I'll do that. I brought it here.
Okay. So, then she keeps going out of Tapper's Point, out into the grove of pine needles that are just littering this place, and you hear way back behind you, but thanks for coming to Tapper's Point! You guys been safe out there, alright?
Will do! I love that guy.
I'll wait for that.
Honestly, I do.
Thanks, Blaze. We'll see you later.
Bye, Eric! I hope, bye! And he just waves, keeps waving until you're out of sight. And,
Elric smiles. Kind of happy.
Armor clanking as he does so.
yes! Aurelia not phased one bit, and she just lets out this big sigh and says, "Okay, what part of the territories is he from? Because that voice is just grating on me, and you can hear it from all the way up top in the tree. It's like an alarm clock. Oh my gosh."
I mean, I don't mind it that much, but
Out of character for it.
I have no idea.
Wasn't it Wolf something?
I think it was Wolf Point. Yeah.
Wolf Point. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Would I know? Would I know, actually, considering I read a lot of books and such?
You would know about Wolf Point, yeah, I expect. Wolf Point is sort of like the most eastern town close to the Sen border. It's like the last stop before you get into the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
The closest town to us, in other words.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I suggest that he might be from Wolf Point?
Wolf Point. And
Wolf Point. He might be from Wolf Point.
Yeah, she whirls on you with these big eyes and just gives you a nod and says, "It all makes sense now." Yes.
It all makes sense.
I would have just been through there to get here. Is that a typical accent to Wolf Point, or?
She sort of gives a shrug and says, "I haven't been in the territories since I was, let's see, yeah. And she just sort of like gives like a height and says, yeah, just Wolf Point is like, it's like the most uncivilized place. It's like worse than Wild Country. Just like I think half the
I've read they have
bandits-
some interesting traditions.
Oh yeah, half of them become bandits. I guess that's a good, that's a good tradition. And then she just starts marching off. Worse than weasels, I swear.
Okay.
By the way, this weasel hut that has been constructed in this this long carpet of needles is sort of like this big mound. It's very well camouflaged, but you can very clearly get the sense of this is a living space because it is decked out in its own defenses all around. And not only that, there are sort of drying racks for various meats and leathers that she seems to have collected from her prey. None of these, thankfully, are mice, from what you can tell. And you see that that is the weasel, out in the front yard, apparently crouching next to this very small mouse. It is terrifying how big this weasel is in comparison to this tiny mouse.
I'll hide behind, like, the bin that's carrying the things that Arcane is bringing along.
Oh, yes.
I'll resist the urge to be touching my hook at this moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Drubda is this very big, old weasel hermit, and you can sort of get the sense of that from the trophies that she wears. She is decked out in this literal turtle shell that she has sort of fashioned into this, like, self-made armor. But she's also got various weapons strapped to it as well. Along with it, some fur from what looks like a fox that's been fashioned into sort of like a half cape around her shoulder. various other trophies that she has attached to her belt, including a rabbit's foot. And she is crouched next to this. Tilly, tell us about Tilly, please.
Well, I mean, she's tiny. What has Drugda been making her do?
Tell her what the fuck you brought back from the territories.
There is a... Okay. So, Tilly is a tiny mouse. She's about as short as it is possible to be without being a legal midget. And she is this puffball of dusty brown fur, and she's covered in, like, mud and dirt and, like, bits of twigs and grass that are sticking out. And she is currently wrestling with this rather agitated juvenile crab that she is holding in her arms. And it does not want to be held. It wants to be on the ground. But it's not going to be on the ground because Tilly is trying to teach it something and she wants it to pay attention.
Drugda shakes her head and she says, "It doesn't understand words. It doesn't understand you."
Well, give it a chance! We haven't given it a chance yet! You never know! It might learn. What if it has an extensive vocabulary? What if? Hold on. Here, sit. And she puts it on the ground, and she tries to get this crab to sit. And this crab immediately does something very crabby, and just tries to scuttle away. And so she jumps after it. She, like, belly flops on top of it and starts trying to wrestle it into stopping moving.
Drugda sort of, like, her jaw is agape right now. She's just appalled.
Don't you laugh at me! Hold on! Wait, no, I can get this to work. It was doing it 5 minutes at Krabby, listen. Krabby, listen. Stay. Now sit.
It's not staying. It's just...
Krabby, come back here!
And you guys, suddenly, there's a little crab about knee height, like, crabbing its way toward you.
I would like to go up and grab it carefully. I don't know! She's been carrying it, right?
Little pinch!
Okay! Ow.
Immediately when it sees you, it starts to clack its little crabby claws at you.
In that case, never mind. I'm gonna back away from the thing.
It keeps coming.
Don't run! You'll make it chase you!
I run around in circles around the pin.
I said don't run! Hold still! And she tries to catch the crab.
I've got my cart, I'm just watching.
Okay. Drugda stands up to her full height, and she steps towards you guys, not very hostilely. It is imposing to those of you who have seen a weasel, because every bit of her is a murder thing that will murder you. But she just looks down at Tilly and says,
Predator.
"I could just throw it in the pot, and you could have the most beautiful meal ever. Crab is delicious."
Or we could train it, and, like, Tilly is trying to, like, she's picked up the crab and she's trying to hold it still. She says, or we could actually teach it to have somebody be on its back and direct it where it's going so it can use these little pinchies to do some good. And it could scare things, and it would be useful, and it wouldn't go away as soon as you eat it because meals only last once.
She sighs and looks towards Elric and says, "Help me."
Tilly looks at you guys and goes, It's not Krabby's fault. It's just that I'm probably trying to teach it behaviors that are unnatural, and so it's not really taking because they're not crab-like. I don't know. I've never done this before.
Aurelia Silkwalker has covered her head in her hat and is shaking it like this. And she looks over to Erna and says, "All right, can we get to business? Tenderpaw, Tilly." And she sort of just holds out her hand and says, "Tilly, please, we have a job to do."
You know you secretly believe in me. And Tilly is taking the crab with her as she makes to join up with you guys. Goes, are we being sent somewhere? Are we supposed to be doing something?
Yes, we are catching grasshoppers.
Excellent. I'm good at that.
We're also
Can we
checking.
take Krabby with us?
We're also checking on my silk farms, my moths, my babies.
Good, I can do that too.
Okay. I'm telling you right now, Tilly. Mice are only supposed to tame things that don't get bigger than them.
But crabs don't eat insects, so you don't have anything to worry about with your insect farms.
But it pinches.
It's only a little bit.
Alright. Okay. Guards mice. I need help. I need to gather more insects for consumption. Because gosh darn, we're gonna be a town now. Ah, isn't it wonderful? We're gonna be a fully fledged town, and we're actually gonna have people to talk to that aren't you.
Tilly is grumbling under her breath.
She just kind of just
I'm coming! Here I come!
Erna's currently contemplating how difficult it would be for a weasel, a large weasel, admittedly, to kill a fox.
I'm attempting to pet the crab.
I think you have to sort of like reach over it, so like to get over the claws and like just like pat it's like booty. It's like crustacean booty. Because like otherwise it's gonna like I think it's a lot of trial and error, but she says, that's really it. Check on my babies. Cause gosh, I need more silk for one. And grasshoppers. Curse Mikhail. Oh. Who fries grasshoppers? Who? Oh. And she starts marching off, telling Erna, now listen here, this is the thing we want. We want to get the traps in some of the tight places, under a lot of the trees. Let's see, the caterpillars, grasshoppers we need. She starts formulating this plan. So here's what I need from you guys. We are now in the GM's turn. That means it is my turn to tell you what is going to happen, what you have to do, and the results of your rolls. You guys can sort of narrate how your characters tackle this challenge as I present it to you. And then, once we're done with the mission, we will go into the player's turn. Player's turn is all about, you get to tell me what you do now. It's sort of your opportunity to recover from your conditions and recover from all the various other things that have horribly happened to you in case you fail. Or if you want to just like train a skill or just explore more about the world and all that stuff. So here's the thing. The mission is help Aurelia Silkwalker place traps for insects in the area of the Wild Country, as well as check on her silk moths. So here's what we'll need. We will need each of you to write an individual goal about the mission or what you want your character to do about the mission. It could be anything you want, as long as you think you can complete it either in the GM's turn or in the player's turn. So let's all ponder that for a moment. And I would like to thank for that follow, because it's very wonderful, and thank you, I appreciate it, Where? Actually, yeah, it's been so long, I haven't been checking the unfortunate, the chat, but I think Tilly and the Crab are just...
Oh, they are just truthful. While we're walking, I will remark to Tilly, hold out a little section of line and ask if she would potentially like to tie the pincers shut. Maybe?
I don't know. Here's what I've been doing. I've been trying to see... Well, first I've been trying to see if I could get it to sit and fetch things, but I don't know. That's clearly not working out. But I've also been trying to see if I can get it to attack things on command, because eventually the plan is to have this be a sort of a war mount. I saw a mouse using a crab, a fully grown one, and she was driving it, and it was terrifying. But it was also awesome! And I want to do that. So I don't necessarily want to tie the claws shut just yet. Because...
Maybe in the long run, that will be a useful application, but I think first is prioritizing it. It listens to you and doesn't hurt someone in the meantime. And then offense.
Her ears flatten because you're talking sense. And she kind of huffs a little bit as she considers it. And she kind of like tilts her head back and forth. And then she just kind of is like, that sounds logical. Alright. She agrees to try the thing shut.
It's more than Drugda ever told you. She was just saying the only good that's gonna come out of this is when it's fully grown.
It's a meal.
Yes, and that.
Speaking of meals, I'll say domesticating often is easiest when you have a treat or a reward to offer it for good behavior. And it learns to do that behavior. It's like a baby.
But how do babies work?
How old is Tilly?
Tilly is 14.
That's not a conversation I'm having.
Wait!
Okay, so
14!
does everybody have their goal?
Yes.
Also,
I have a goal.
don't you have to be 16 to be in the Mouse Guard?
That's for a guard's mouse. I think
Okay,
if you're a
Tender
Tenderpaw,
Paws.
yeah.
Tender Paws
Yeah.
can be 14 is the bottom. Yeah.
But yeah. Any questions about goals? Or are you guys ready?
With
I
you?
got mine.
Totally. Not improvising it, what are you talking about?
All right, Arcane, you good?
Yep.
So here's what we're gonna need. I need a total of probably 2 rolls right now. I need someone to make a scout check. You need to keep an eye out while you're doing this, because this is the wild country. You don't know what's gonna jump on you when you're not expecting it. So I need you to make a scout test. So who has scout?
I believe I do.
I do.
All right, who has the highest?
3.
That would be
Ooh.
higher than me.
Hang on, let me see.
That's higher than mine.
Higher than mine.
Oh gosh, look at you, Arcane. So, go
It's a
ahead.
focus.
Here's what's gonna happen. You're in a group now. You are in a patrol. That means they can help you. So, what you're gonna do, you're gonna take those 3 dice, and you're gonna ask your friends, guys, I need help. I need you to help me. And what you guys are gonna do is tell me what skill you would like to help with. Only one person can help with the scout skill, because we're using this little house rule called, like, too many cooks. If everybody uses the same skill, it's just everybody yelling at you the same thing. So, sort of use your branches of knowledge to help him.
I'm
What's
also
wrong with labor?
birdwise, so I might not be able to notice certain things, but I could notice.
You know what?
From above.
Bird wises can also be used to help you. So if you want, you can totally use that wise to give you another +1.
Sweet.
I sort of leaned away from that because I wanted to at least get you set on how traits work initially.
Right. Well,
But yeah, buddy, this is great. What are you gonna use, Mr. Cedric?
So first I pick and then I use a wise. Okay, well, I'm going to use, Survivalist? No, that's probably doesn't make sense, does it? Well, Survivalist does include figuring out how to scavenge food from... that's a stretch, isn't it?
Survivalist, not for the scout check, because
Yeah.
you guys
Oh,
are...
a scout?
Yeah, this is a scout check.
Oh, well, I'm smart. Hang on.
At least one person can use scout to help.
Sorry, remind me what the goal of this check is right now?
To basically move around the wild country without getting, in the way of a big animal predator, possibly.
Okay, so just regular.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so if someone has potentially Pathfinder or
I have
I have
Pathfinder.
just to
What's
find
your Pathfinder first?
And I think because Elric and Noodle, or rather Tilly, have been moving around this wild country area, they would be able to use Pathfinder to say, yeah, this is that trail that's hidden but safe.
Yeah, that was my thinking. Which predators use where?
I also have Hunter as well.
That's the perfect skill for this. All right. So do we have everybody helping?
I got nothing. I have a wise, but I don't have anything to contribute.
What is the wise?
It's hidey hole wise.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that works.
Exactly.
What predators hide in certain areas?
And mouse. Oh,
Or we can hide.
That too.
I figured hidey hole wise was just any.
Yeah, like tell the difference between a natural depression and something that's actually a burrow or something.
Yeah, and also knowing what is and isn't. That's the
Okay.
same shit.
So this is actually going to be a versus test. So that means I'm going to roll, and whoever gets the most successes wins. So here's what I need you to do. You have 3 scout. You have 3 helping dice. That's a total of 6 dice. Do you want to use a trait to help yourself in this?
I already used my sharp-eyed, so I don't think that would apply. But I do have my birdwise, which might be
Oh,
specific, but
No, it's fine. Go ahead and take a 7 dice for that, in that case.
Yeah. and we're good to go on those.
Alrighty. Whenever you're ready, sir.
Yeah.
Yay! Nicely.
Whoa.
So, you busted that. That was wonderfully done. So, you're going to be able to move across the wild country without getting the attention of anything bad. And as you're sort of being guided along by this new patrol guard in town, you are sort of being, like, chastised by Aurelia Silkwalker as she is just trying to, like, basically also take charge. That's why she didn't give any helping dice, because she's kind of uppity, I guess. But she also keeps stopping whenever she sees, like, there's, like, an earthworm, like, sort of crawling around on the ground. She's like, oh, look at this. Oh, it's long. And she tries to, like, pull it out to, like, see how long it is from the ground. And you guys have to keep, like, pulling her along. Like, come on. Oh, my God. Why? So, at various points, she sort of stops and says, this is perfect. This is a good spot. How about we start, let's see. She grabs some of the cages and some of the straps that sort of make these traps. And she says, alright, somebody help me with this. And I need an Insectress roll next.
Me.
You?
I have Insectress.
Alright, Tilly. Let's see if you can do it.
Alright,
Alright.
I have a 3 in Insectress. Is anybody able to help with this one? Are there any, like, skills that you would accept as helping dice?
Scientist?
Hi.
Okay.
The one thing I have as my main thing.
Scientist. I don't know what else could help with it. You will get helping dice from Aurelia, but for its Insectress is a very rare study. So I would say
Wait, what about Archivist?
Archivist. That's strange.
Because technically you read a ton of books.
Archivist, yeah. It says Lore Mouse could also.
I have
help.
Lore Mouse.
Lore Mouse. Okay.
Lore Mouse too. I have that.
I don't think Archivist could help, sadly.
Okay.
But Brahms, do you have anything?
I have Hunter, but I think that's as close as I'm gonna get.
Yeah. I have Survivalist, Lore Mouse. Is this
You're
for laying?
Survivalist.
Sorry, is this for laying traps or gathering the silk?
Laying traps. There's
I
going to
have-
be another task concerning silk.
I have Trapwise.
Trapwise. Okay.
Trapwise?
See, Trapwise would work, yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's-
you could help
yeah,
with
that's good.
Trapwise, yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Are there any traits that I can use against myself? Because that's a goodly amount of dice. Let's see. Could I hinder myself with Curious? Say that, like, Tilly's constantly getting distracted by stuff as she's following Aurelia and helping her.
Yeah, so here's the thing with traits. You can use them to harm yourself as well. They do the exact opposite. They take away 1 dice. But
Wait.
you get a trait, a player's check for the player's turn. See, in the player's turn, you automatically get 1, but you can use your traits against yourself to sort of earn more checks, so you can do more stuff in the player's turn.
Oh.
So Tilly, you're using your curious against you.
Yes.
All right.
Alright, so that gives me 5 dice. I'm gonna roll. Wow.
Ooh.
She nails it.
Ouch.
Okay. Oh damn!
Nailed it.
3 6s, but yet they are not enough to triumph against Tilly and Herd. All right.
Tilly's an ant herd.
Yes, she is. So, you guys are actually, like, having to compete with something. You realize there are a few birds in the area that are on the hunt for grasshoppers as well. You are beginning to sort of set up these traps in places where grasshoppers might go to escape these predators, but also hide them so that the birds don't, like, find the grasshopper. So the real trick here is, Tilly, you and Aurelia are sort of trying to build these traps so that you can come get the grasshopper once it's caught. But the problem with that is you got to make sure the bird doesn't get it while the grasshopper eventually starts chirping. So you guys are able to build these like little hovels underneath these pine needles.
That was my goal, actually.
Oh,
I was going to focus on traps in leeward size areas uncovered by the canopy, dark, damp.
that's very
locations.
good. Is there anything else you want to sort of like narrate for us about these traps that you guys are setting up for the grasshoppers? Because Aurelia is very ecstatic on this. She's got some burgeoning respect, but it's a tender subject for her.
For the people who helped with Little Mouse, would it be possible that the reason why they were able to help with that is because they actually talked to some of the birds that were hunting the grasshoppers and was like, hey, we're hunting the same things. If you like help us corral the grasshoppers into these spots with the traps, we'll give you a share of the grasshoppers that we catch.
Do you want to do that?
Guys, vote.
Bruno's a
We're-
little
we're doing
iffy
which-
on birds, but
'Cause that will
I'll
have to
accept
be an-
majority decision.
That'll have to be another roll.
Oh, okay. In that case, never mind. I was just saying, like, maybe that's how
You
they
could
help.
do it. I'm saying
I have Heidi Holweiss.
you could do it. I'm just saying that would be a roll in of itself. But you could do it.
Oh. I just glued in.
I was literally just suggesting maybe.
Yeah, to incorporate it as a reason.
Right.
I have persuasion.
I'm iffy about birds.
Oh no.
Persuasion.
It's been a hard time.
Ooh. I'm actually curious. Like, what is Erna's experience with birds? With Birdwise? Why is she wise with birds?
So I mentioned earlier she has a chunk missing out of her ear.
Oh no.
Oh
That-
dear.
That is why. And my enemy was the brother of my last partner, who was also lost in that incident, and blames me.
Oh.
So iffy on birds. Not against all of them, but the more predatory ones.
Hashtag not all birds.
God,
Hashtag not all birds.
I was gonna type that. Anyway,
Beat you to it.
so here's what's gonna happen next. Aurelia starts after the cart is empty now. All the traps have been set, and she just does this, sort of adjusts her big pointed cap, and she says, "That was excellent. You're wonderful. Oh, gracious. So, sorry. Oof, it's quiet out. We need to check my babies.
That way.
No, we need to check my babies.
Okay, we will. Yes.
Okay.
Just keep it to a whisper.
Alright, let's go up. I've set up little, posts where they will congregate. Let's go. So she is going to climb a big tree. All of you need to make a nature check.
Oh no.
Because here's the thing. Nature is used for several things. It is used for hiding, climbing, foraging, and I forget the last one. But I always forget the last
Wizardry.
one. Hiding, climbing, foraging. What else?
Mousy stuff.
Mousy stuff. Basically, your nature is your mouse nature. It sort of tells you how mousy you are. So right now, dang Tilly, I need you guys to just roll whatever your nature is. You can't use helping dice or anything like that. It's just straight nature. See if you can get up this tree. Unless you don't want to go up the tree.
I can try for that. I have enough dice.
Pretty mousy.
Was that 4 successes to compete against?
No, you're not competing. It's just a base obstacle. I'm going to say it's going to be obstacle 3.
That would be tough.
Yeah, that might not be a good idea.
Do you
Again,
want...
I have a hook and line. I can lower it down.
Oh, that would be freaking amazing.
I actually think that can be used as helping dice, but only for
Yeah,
one
I
person.
feel like...
Oh, okay.
Hi!
Whoever
I have a
has
nature
the
of
lowest
4.
Nature. Yeah, I'll help you out.
Okay, so...
No, whoever has the lowest? Never mind, that's not me. I have the highest.
Brahms, how you doing on nature?
I have 6.
I equal.
Bro, you have a what?
I have nature 6.
Dear God.
Wow, that's a high nature. I've got nature 2 right now. I don't
Okay.
Yeah, help him.
I'll help you. Your odds are low.
Help? I also have a hook and line.
How do you... Okay, I will allow this. 2 hook and lines. Let's
What
create a
if-
saddle.
For Brahms.
What if a saddle would work, or some kind,
A
or we
swing.
could tie sticks
A swing.
into a makeshift ladder.
I like this. Okay. So, go
If he
ahead
makes makeshift ladder.
and... escaping, climbing, hiding, and foraging. That was what it was. So, let's go ahead, and you'll receive 2 helping dice, Brahms. Elric needs to roll 4 dice. Do you want to use a trait to help you?
Let me see. Let me see. I think Fearless could work, considering that I have very less nature.
True. You're
I'm
not as
able
mousy
to-
as you were before.
I'm not as mousy as I was before. So I could use it for me, but it would probably be best used against me, considering it's only level 1, and I already have it passing for...
So
one.
what I would say is go ahead, if you want to get a player's turn check, you can actually, use that -1 on one of your traits to get another player's turn check.
Yeah, I'll take another player's turn check, actually.
Okay.
And we'll go in with the base dice and run with 4. And
Alrighty.
hope I do okay.
Alright, go ahead. Do your work. You just barely passed.
Whew.
Just barely.
Good
You
job.
did it!
Good job.
And now...
Wait, you're down there. You're down there.
I need our last contender. That's you, sir.
No, hi. Hang on. Here we go.
Here we go. Do you want to?
Oh,
Oh
Do you want to use a trait to help you? I was about to ask that.
yes.
Which one?
What do I have? Hang on.
What do you have?
Where are traits? Where are traits? God, those rolls on me.
no! Can the
God,
same
I can't even
line
scroll.
helping dice be used?
No. You guys already used your equipment
Yeah.
to get Elric up
Skills,
there.
Traits.
We wouldn't have had if one of us hadn't.
Oh,
He
no.
wouldn't have succeeded.
Do you have any traits?
I have inquisitive.
Mr.
I could
Hopewell.
ask about how to climb.
Since I'm at the top and I'm looking
Yeah.
down, can I use Pathfinder to find an easier path up the tree?
I'm afraid not.
Yeah.
This is something that's
That kind of
innate.
thing.
This is an innate thing that
Yeah.
mice
Yeah.
have to do. So I would say if you want to use Inquisitive, you could sort of like try to look for more adventurous routes up the tree.
Yes,
so-
we'll go with that.
So go ahead and roll one more die. Oh boy.
Paste.
Is it rolling one die by itself or re-rolling with an additional die?
He's gonna roll one new die,
One die.
and then we will try to perhaps spend a fate point.
Yes.
Oh no. Okay, so here's
What
the thing.
is my luck?
Here's the thing. You have 1/6 there. What you could do is spend a fate point, and you could re-roll that 6 and try to get more successes.
I have 2 fate points. I could do that.
But the problem is, you would have to get another 6. and
6.
explode
This
that
is not
6.
worth it. It would not work. It
I-
is a fate point that would be in just vain.
Actually, we have lots of community fate points. Do you want to use one of those?
How many are there?
13.
Okay, then yes.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Let's
Yeah.
just freaking do that.
Okay.
Cause wow.
So go ahead and roll, re-roll that 6. Explode it. Burn it.
Burn it to the ground, or don't. You know. Because that could cause forest fires.
It's a small, no. Alright.
Ba, 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 ba,
Cedric,
ba.
my soft mouse.
Yeah, truly.
Okay,
With the
so
luck of 0.
Our little field mouse.
here's what's gonna happen. Here's what we're gonna do.
Real bad.
Here's what we're gonna do. So the trees that you're in are all connected via this sort of silkworm farm. Like, she is sort of tending to these moths that sort of come in. They use her little dens that she's built sort of as a safe place, a warm place as well, sort of a foodie place. And she locks them in sometimes. Here's what's gonna happen. There are... And you're gonna love this, Tilly. As you're climbing up, sir, you are suddenly realizing that you're sort of noticing something that everybody else is sort of moving past. Everybody here is sort of like, yeah, we're just climbing, it's fine. But you immediately begin to notice that there are other creatures on this trunk.
You're
Particularly,
pulling a twist.
I am invoking a twist. Particularly
No!
insects. Particularly ants. And as you guys get up to the second silkworm farm, Aurelia just kind of like examines the interior. She checks on them, and then she does something inside. I won't tell you the process of getting silk from these things, but she does it, and then she puts it in her little basket, and then she moves on to the next one, and then you hear her shriek, and she just lets out this big, and she just starts like letting out these noises of panic. And you realize, Cedric, that these ants are trailing up to that particular branch, and a little higher as well. And you realize the ants have figured out where these helpless silkworms are, and are kind of stealing them.
Yes. Hey everyone! There are ants currently trying to take the silkworms.
So-
Up there! We need to go, now.
So here's what I need you guys to
They're
do.
what?
Ants.
Ants?
They're insects. They don't like... Actually, they're just collecting food. But still, they're the silkworms. We need them.
They're stealing my babies!
God,
Hang on!
insects.
I can do this! I can get this one! Can I make some sort of roll to try and help the situation? Like, try and see where they're coming from and block their path, or like...
Here's the thing. This will either require a scientist or insectress check.
Can I immediately hold her back? Scientist!
Here's what we'll be doing. This can escalate very badly. You guys will have one check to do something to stop the ants. It's one check, and it's going to be a versus test against the ants. This is a swarm of ants.
What is my highest?
So you guys need to come together and figure out what you're gonna do.
I have Insectress.
I have scientist, but it's 2.
I also have a couple of things that could help, because I can use a
I
trait.
have fighters 3.
I have Hunter at 3. But I don't know if that's a
Hunter doesn't really work.
It doesn't really work because it's not a natural predator, so...
Yeah. Ants! Fight them!
Depends on what kind of ant they are. Are these
That's
fire
true.
ants?
That is very true. That's actually very true.
These are some black ants, actually.
Ah.
Carpenter ants.
Yeah, they're not.
ants. That would be
They're more.
bad.
These ants are more. They're more pesky rather than deadly.
Good.
You think there might be some? There are certainly some dangerous ants in the wild country. That's all I'll say. These ones are clearly of a tamer sort, but still bothersome.
Yeah, I've really, unfortunately, have nothing much else to help out with that because I've got Predator Wise, and really that's the only trait, like, Wise I have. Everything else is non.
We have something that is not native to this environment and might be able to spook the
You
ants.
brilliant!
Something they're not used to up here and that eat ants.
Do they?
We have well, some of them do, yeah. We
Tell
have
me.
a crab.
That's true.
Alright, I need
Please.
to consider this.
Oh, this is amazing.
Okay, so here's the thing. Unfortunately, this means that, Tilly, you can start training your crab to eat these things.
Hey.
Here's the problem. You are no longer rolling against the ants, you are rolling
You're
against your
bullying
crab.
against the crab.
I'm down for this.
This is going to be a lore mouse test. It's a versus test. Oh my god.
I still think Tilly could just try to hurt the ants, but okay.
But
We'll,
hey,
we'll call
this
that. Can that be like the backup check that they do if this fails?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So here's what's gonna happen. You have to. This is gonna be amazing. You have to take your little baby crab, and you have to turn it into a monster muncher.
I told you feeding it things is a good way to start domesticating.
In fact, that is exactly why they're doing this now. Tilly's like, oh, it's like that thing that you said.
Alright, so here's what I need. It's gonna be a versus test against your crab.
Oh boy.
You need to roll your lore mouse. You can get helping dice, but it's gonna be very select. I will only accept lore mouse, maybe insectrist, but I know none of you have that, and perhaps scientist as well.
What about hunter? Because crabs are like predators, and they do
Technically-
eat anything that they can find.
Technically, they are predators. I will allow hunter to be used. You now hold on. The crab has 3 nature descriptors. One is scavenger, one is greedy, and one is rocky camouflage. Which of these descriptors do you want the crab to use? To encourage?
I would assume scavenger?
Okay, so here's what I would like you to do. In order to teach your crab how to use scavenger, you will have to make a versus test against it.
Cool.
Go ahead and give me all the lore mouse dice you can with helping dice. You guys have to tell me how you're helping. You have to explain to me how you're helping this little tenderpaw teach your crab how to weed out these pests.
Oh my god. Okay, lore
Okay.
mouse or scientist?
Yeah,
I
lore mouse and
will
scientists work as
say-
helping dice.
I have lore mouse and hunter.
I have lore mouse and scientist.
So you use scientist, I use lore mouse.
No, but
Bronze,
we
you
need
should
to
use
explain
hunter.
how we use it.
Oh yes, but each of us have their own thing.
Well, I have hunter.
Yeah.
Does anybody
Yeah.
else have anything else that can assist Tilly besides hunter and lore mouse?
Cedric has
Archivist
scientist.
doesn't get. I have scientist. I
Does
don't know if
anybody else
scientist
have
would
it?
help.
Scientists would probably help because ants communicate with each other by laying pheromone trails. So if
Oh.
you put something down to break the pheromone trail, they get super
That's-
confused.
Oh, that is. Oh, lore?
That's more
Oh, I have
scientist.
a plan in my head that would be great, but we've went through with the crap. Okay.
Yeah, this you can still use that as a descriptor if you want.
My idea was to get in front of the ants that are carrying the babies, and place something to break the pheromone trail before they leave. Because when ants don't find a pheromone trail, they just start circling.
Okay, so I'll allow that. I'll allow that. What about the rest of you?
I'll use lore mouse. I know that ants primarily sense using antenna, so I'll use a nearby leaf and try and disrupt that by creating.
Yeah, because now you
Breeze.
can just
Oh
rush
my
them.
god.
Yay!
That's yes.
Okay, Brahms.
I don't think I've got anything because I've only got survivalist, scout, pathfinder,
Hunter.
and fighter, but hunter doesn't apply because there's still not a,
To be fair, this is against
Hunter
the
applies
crab.
to the crab.
I have-
Yeah, Hunter
We're
applies to the
rolling
crab.
against the crab.
Yeah.
Rolling against the crab. Okay.
But this means your character has run afoul of a crab at some point.
You know their behaviors.
You know they only move sideways.
Well, I mean,
They only move sideways.
You can outmaneuver it.
That's what Tilly has been doing wrong this whole time. She's been trying to teach it by facing
To
it.
walk forwards.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
so
Like,
Elric,
Elric, you just
puts her aside and goes, "Look, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong, Tilly. What you need to do is outmaneuver the crab into actually doing what you want it to do. Instead of trying to herd it into what you want it to do, just go ahead and just outthink this crab. That's what you need to do."
Are you saying I'm dumber than the average crab?
In not so many words.
Aww.
Well, at least you're honest. Alright, I'll take it.
Aurelia is distraught. She cannot help you guys. She's trying to save the rest of her babies. So, I need you to get ready to roll.
Oh my!
Do you want to use a trait?
Can I use my, old ways wise to help with this? Because this does involve ants, and she is an ant herd. Her family has been herding ants for generations. Awesome.
Have they?
I accept this. The name is in the name.
Oh well,
Demon.
dang.
The
Okay.
demon is in
Yeah.
the details.
She comes from a long line of this shit. Let's
Then she would know everything about them.
Yeah, pretty much. Can I use Driven to help me, the trait?
Of course.
Excellent. That's another
That's a
one.
really good trait.
So how many
Yeah.
dice do you have right now with the ways
Right.
or the wise, the trait, the 3 helping dice?
Right now I have 7. I'm trying to see if there's like any more that I can add, or if I want to try and like add points to it.
Do you want to use a persona point? Get some extra dice?
You know what? I think I will.
I'm
Oh,
ready.
Could I apply my inquisitive trait based on Tilly's past ant herding experience to make sure we're getting the details of the pheromones and the antenna correct?
One thing that helping dice cannot do is you can't help with a trait.
Oh,
As
yeah,
much
traits
as your
only help yourself.
you can only help with skills. As much as your personality may shine, it is the application of your knowledge and expertise that will give the dice. But certainly, you're thinking in the right way. You're thinking how to use your traits to describe your character's actions as they're doing this. So, well done, guys. You do great. And I'm ready to roll whenever you are, Tilly.
Alright, am I ready to roll? Can I tap some community persona?
How many?
Let's say 3. I'll give myself 3 more dice. Wait, no! I don't necessarily
hold
need
on.
3 more dice. I'll give myself 1 more dice from the community. Bring it up to even 10. It's an even number! Awesome.
Sweet.
Alright. You've done it. So, the situation looks bleak. There is a tiny army swarming up this trunk base, and the ants hard to see. But thankfully, you, with your crab, and with the knowledge and patience of your patrol mates, are able to guide the crab into snipping these ants in half, rather clumsily, because it's still getting a handle on its, aggressiveness, we'll say. And also its munching capabilities. It is sort of like inspecting these ants and then accidentally, darn, it lifts up to get another, and eventually, even if the ants start to swarm it, they can't do anything to it because of its hard exterior. They are literally powerless against this behemoth and its tiny mother.
Excellent.
And then at the end of it, the ants eventually, thanks to Erna sort of, mixing up their feelers, sort of spreading them out, and with the knowledge of your crab from Elric.
Here I come!
Thank you, Santa Kapoor, for the follow! And with the extra aid of Cedric to disrupt their scent trail, their pheromone, whatever, they disperse, defeated, before it could get any worse, before they could swarm. And to the disgrace of the proud Insectress of Tapper's Point, 2 of the farms, unfortunately, are not able to be salvaged, but the rest of them, they can be reworked. And she sort of adjusts her big hat and sort of puts a cover on her basket of silk and says, "That was close! That was close! Ooh, thank you so much, dear!" And she sort of like grabs your whiskers and just yanks them up and like kisses you on the brow and says, "Mwah!"
Tilly is very concerned.
And then she sort of pats the rest of you on the backs, sort of tugs your cloaks and says, "Ah, that was wonderful! Very obtuse way to solve an infestation. We'll have to consider what the ants are gonna do in the future. You know, summer, it does awful things to you." Well, I'm done. We got silk, we got grasshoppers on the way. And no bloody birds. And that is where we're gonna end the GM's turn. It is now...
Wait. I have a... Okay, so... this is something probably trivial. But... She works with silks and fabrics, right?
Yeah, she's a weaver.
My nickname is Soft Boy.
Is that so?
I'd like to point out she patted me on the back. Does she notice anything at all?
You have a cloak, though.
You do have a cloak.
I do have a cloak.
And not only that, she's not the one trying to, like, get all... We already know who's really trying to see the quality of your fur at the beginning of the session.
Damn, why?
It is as soft as your mouse fur is. It is nothing compared to the extravagant strands that she has in her basket.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But someday we'll get you a sweater or something.
Sure. To sort of like,
okay.
Just put on some heavy armor. Maybe that'll stop people from like just, oh, so still. Oh.
I'm all for it.
Well,
I'm a people person, but...
Right now, we are done with the GM's turn. Congratulations, guys. You stopped the situation from going bad to worse. And each of you has 1 check for the player's turn. However, Brahms and Noodle, you have an extra check. So we have a total of 6 checks that all of you need to do something with. You can use this to recover from conditions, or to train one of your skills, or to do whatever you'd like.
Lore Mouse level up.
Who goes first?
Whoever. Does anybody have an idea of what they want to use a check for?
I do, but other people...
You go ahead.
Nah. Okay.
God, you all are so polite.
Canadian.
It's called Canadians. So, I was afraid of the weasel earlier. However, knowing that the weasel is an ally, I'm very... I would like to know more about the weasel. So, I would either A, ask Tilly about it, if I can, about, the weasel, if I can, or if I can go back to see Durga.
Drugda.
Drugda, sorry.
Drugda.
If I can actually go back and see Drugda. I don't know if that is beyond the capabilities right now.
You'd be able to. I'm not going to ask you to like make Pathfinder checks to get back to Tapper's Point. You guys know the way.
Woo.
I will, however, probably need you to do one of 2 things. You could ask Tilly about it, but that's just going to like tell you some lore bits. That's not going to be a roll.
Yeah.
What you could do is try to get in the good graces of Drugda somehow.
I would love to, actually.
How
would I go about doing that?
You could either do a check of some sort. You could either try to persuade her, or manipulate her, or you could try to use another check to sort of impress her, perhaps.
What? Hang on. I'm just trying to think, like, what would I possibly use?
It's I think actually Tilly would probably know what sort of things would probably impress her. So.
Hey, Tilly!
What?
Question.
Answer, possibly.
The weasel earlier. I would like to actually know more about them, and thus meet them. But how would I give off a good impression?
Don't ask any stupid questions.
Okay. That's
Give her a present of a nice soft hide.
It would
Be careful.
it would help if she gets the idea that you're competent somehow, but I don't know how you would do that.
Proving that you are anything but a soft rug for her to stuff a pillow with. Yeah.
No. This is all kinds of bad.
I'm not the one rolling for it, you are.
I don't think I want to at this point. This is a horrible idea. Oh god. What could I possibly do?
I mean, hey, that's up to you.
Oh yeah, I know. Isn't that great? I feel like we should leave it. Give the other people turns. Do their thing. I'll think about this. You have your fun pokes. Oh god.
So I was thinking I wanted to focus on getting to know the terrain of the region here. Animal species, tree species, the local threats and concerns. I'm a cartographer. My senior artisan was a cartographer. My parents were cartographers.
Oh my.
So I want to ramp up the local maps and knowledge of what lies where, essentially.
Alright, so I think because you've been walking around the wild country, you can sort of make a map of the area you've been to, including the silk farms and the grasshopper traps, of course. Just to sort of give some new key markers for the people in Tapper's Point. What I will need you to do is give me a cartographer check. However, cartographer really depends on what sort of map you want to make. Do you want this map to be simple? Do you want it to be detailed? And that's really about it. It depends on how much detail you want to put in this map.
I would like to be fairly detailed, focusing on which species are in which areas, primarily, is going to be a major detail.
So what I'll need from you is an Obstacle 3 cartographer check.
Gotcha.
Now then, your friends, your patrol mates can help you in this endeavor, if you'd like.
Yes, I think you all guys all have something, whether it's scout or pathfindings, in the region that you can apply. Besides my bag and my hook and line, I have map making equipment. Would that assist on this roll?
Yes, gear can be used as helping dice for yourself and others.
So is that a 1 once?
Yeah, but it does expire after you use it.
I understand. I'm making a map. Might as well expire map making equipment. So that leaves me with 4. Do you guys have anything 4 dice on an obstacle 3? I presume you guys might have some skills to apply. I would appreciate it.
I have Pathfinder and Scout, so I can help with those things.
Scout, probably. So that's another +1. 5, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Brahms.
I also have Pathfinder and Scout.
Since I'm focusing on species locally, since we now know where silkworms, grasshoppers, and ants are, could Tilly's Insectrist possibly add to that?
I'd say if you Tilly could help with Insectrist, and then Brahms, you could help with Hunter. That would sort of get both both units of animal species that you focused on this turn. This also gets bird. Do you want to get birds on this map?
I have Birdwise.
You can help yourself with Birdwise.
There you go.
Alright, so you're getting some advice from Elric. You're getting some advice from Tilly. Do you want Cedric to help?
If you, there's a lot of things that I think could apply if you had.
Alright, hang on. Let me just stop abusing chat for ideas. Let me see here. So we're looking for the land. So I would say that Pathfinder I could definitely help with.
Certainly. So, you are sort of helping point out the trails that have already been, like, sort of traveled. That's one more helping dice. How many dice do you have now?
8. I haven't used my Inquisitive this session. Could I ask around town for additional insight?
Unfortunately, I would say,
Or with Durga or our Insectrist friend we have here.
that would take another check. You would
Right.
have to make another check to get even more helping dice.
I see.
So it
what
would
check
either
be
be
required?
it would have to be a circles check to find the right people to sort of get you because circles is sort of like your social circle. So somebody would have to probably roll that for you.
Yeah, my circles is 3. Not.
Or they would have to give you a check. Or someone would have to impress Drugda to get some help.
Hi. I have an idea.
Okay.
Okay, so you have 8 dice right now, right?
Yes.
So we're holding off on your roll. Cedric, what are you doing?
We're impressing Durgda, right?
You are impressing Drugda.
I am. Good. Good. Because I can do things that others can't.
Really?
Namely, potions. Namely, potions.
Hey.
Okay, so you're using what skill?
Well, what I was thinking was beforehand, actually, I would need to work with a scientist,
So you're using scientist.
I believe, or survivalist, to make, an array of repellents and lures.
Okay, you're gonna give her a can of Raid. Okay, so...
A what?
no.
No!
So here's what I want you to do. Roll me some scientist. It's going
Oh boy, my luck.
Yeah, it's going to be... For some repellent, it is probably going to be obstacle 3. Yeah, obstacle 3.
Two scientists. Frick me.
You're going to have
Okay.
to get some helping dice, buddy.
And what else?
Nope.
Okay. Nothing. Grand.
For a repellent, that's kind of protectionist. I would think a lure would involve hunter, but a repellent might involve survivalist. Of the sort?
Survivalist, yeah. Let me check. Survivalist might be good for that. I would say Harvester is probably better, though. Because Survivalist is really just like jury-rigging tools, building fires, finding water, and making shelters. It's sort of just the Hermit's Man stuff. It would be Harvester to find stuff out in the wild, I believe.
Could I... Is that something you could use your nature towards? Because that falls under, like, foraging as one of the applications of
No.
nature.
Unfortunately, okay, here's something horrible that I will do. So
Oh,
you
no.
can't help with forager with your nature. You can't help with nature.
Oh,
You could
yes.
make a check to forage for something that can be gear, so that you can use it to give him a +1.
Okay. So is that just...
What?
That's just straight nature, right?
Yes, but you would have to use your check for that. And right now, you said you wanted to use your check to.
Oh, I
And you have 8 helping dice with your check. Don't pass up your check. Your check is
Fair.
fine.
Oh, Sheila SV, thank you for following. Tasty. So, here's the thing. Someone can give you their check, because we have 6 total checks. We have 2 extras. So, you have 6 nature. You could just roll that nature if Brahms or Noodle wants to give you their checks.
I don't want to take checks away from people.
That's
We've got
if you
extras,
guys
but-
are open to using your checks to help.
I mean, we have
Please.
extras, right?
Yeah, you have 2 extra.
Go ahead and take one of mine.
All right, Arcane. I need you
Alright.
to roll your nature. It's going to be obstacle. Let me check. I want to say it's going to be obstacle something, but I don't know what. Obstacle 3.
Okay, 50-50. Could I apply my inquisitive to this?
You would not be able to apply it to your other roll, however.
I'm not applying inquisitive to. Oh wait, I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mess with your other roll is
Alright.
going swimmingly.
All right. 2.
So here's the thing. You also have a fate point.
8 points.
Fate points can explode 6s. That means you get to roll it again. And in the case of if you get another 6, it keeps rolling. So
Oh, I see.
So you would be spending 1 fate point to reroll that single 6. Do you want to do that, or do you want to fail this?
I'll take that. Yes.
Okay, so go right ahead. There is one other option. After
What
if
is
you
the other
fail
option?
this.
Oh, I take a condition.
That's if you fail. You have a persona point.
Dice.
You have a persona point. So here's the thing that could happen. Your persona point can be used, and fate points can be used, to invoke your wise. You would be saying, I am so wise in this that instead of failing, I get to re-roll the failed dice. Fate points let you re-roll 1 failed dice. Persona points would allow you to re-roll all of the dice that failed.
Gotcha.
So,
Whoa.
you could
But I
either...
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can spend this fate point. I'll re-roll. I'll roll 1 dice.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
No.
So you could fail this, and I would let you get that item. I would just give you a condition.
I'm a
Uh,
healer.
Or you could try to pour that fate point in there. I mean the persona point to reroll all those failures. That's 1 persona point, the only one you have gone, however.
how often do you recover them?
You get them at the
Oh,
end of every
for-
session.
Right.
Yep, we'll actually, once we get done with the player's turn, I'll be rewarding you guys with points, okay?
Yeah, I'll take it because this is my first time in a unit for a while.
Yeah, I just realized something.
Yeah, I want to make a good.
Is it good?
It's actually better. Here's what I want you to do. So I told you how you can use fate points. Like, fate points can also give you a +1d if you just spend the fate point before you roll.
Right.
There is one other application of persona points. Persona points can be used to tap your nature. If you tap your nature, you can add your nature to any roll that you want.
Does that include a roll that's already reliant on my nature?
Yes. But here's the thing.
That's a bit disgusting.
Okay.
Those
Yes.
dice pool.
But here's the thing. Your nature goes down by 1 every time
Oh.
that you use it for a skill that is not mouse-like. This is
Oh.
mouse-like, though.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So you're safe. If you want to spend that persona point, you can roll 6 dice.
please. My luck is so dreadful.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I want to make a
Yeah.
I want to make a good impression here.
And this is one of the most powerful mechanics in Mouse Guard, so I'm teaching that right now.
I appreciate that.
Yes, that is slightly.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so because you have, it was a rough turn. You thought you wouldn't find anything
wow.
at first, and then, what sort of items would you get for Cedric's repellent gift?
A repellent is I crossed the scent border earlier today.
Yes.
It's the kind of applications you might put into that. It could be predatory waste. It could be foul-smelling, poisonous chemicals that animals have learned to avoid, or poisonous plants.
Oh
If you can smell poison ivy, you avoid it. Mix those things up. No one's going near that.
So, this is also a good time to scout the territory for your map. You'll be adding these to your cartographer as well. This is very good for you.
Yes.
You now have a +1 helping dice for your roll, Mr. Cedric. Would you like to roll now?
Yes, that would be great. But knowing my luck, it's going to be 0. Let's go. What am I rolling?
Obstacle 3. Scientist.
Obstacle 3 scientist with +1.
2 helping dice.
2. That's 4 dice. We have community dice, right?
Yes, we do. Not a
Yes,
lot
we do.
though.
I'm likely gonna freak.
Not a lot though. So what do you want to do? You want to use like maybe 1 dice to add to this?
I have, you know what? I have freaking fates and personas.
Okay.
I have 2 of each. So you know what? I will risk using those.
Alright. So just
Because at this point, it's bloody worth it.
let me know when you're ready, okay?
I'm ready. Rolling 46. Yes. Okay.
What's your wise?
Um,
What's your wise?
my wise is hidey hole wise.
That is not concerning chemical brewing, however, so I don't think you can use it to
No.
help you. And you didn't spend any persona points on this, right?
Pardon?
You said you weren't going to spend any persona points on this, right?
No, I said I was going to use either a fate or persona when the roll was done to re-roll.
Okay. So unfortunately, because your wise is not related to your test, hidey hole wise, I don't think you
Yeah?
can use it. But what I will let you do, because I misunderstood, you can use a persona point to add 1 die, or you can tap your nature.
My nature is at 4. I am.
That would be 4 dice, but your
that'd
nature
be-
would go down by 1.
It's a worthy sacrifice, and by worthy I mean this is reckless.
Okay.
We're gonna get you in a library anyways, boyo.
So roll 4 dice, and don't forget to
Yeah.
reduce your nature by 1 after
yeah,
this.
I will.
Oh boy.
Grand. Watch this just be.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Beautiful.
That's okay.
Okay, so you commit yourself. You are gonna make friends so hard,
It will happen.
and you
I must be friends.
with this thing that could kill me. So,
It will happen.
you make this repellent and this this chemical that will help keep pests away from Drugda's home. Did you present it to her? Yes.
I do.
How?
Okay.
Tilly comes back. You guys, I guess, return Tilly.
She comes running up to Drugda's little hermit house thing, and she's holding Krabby up over her head as she runs, and she goes, Drugda! Drugda! You won't believe what happened! we got Krabby to do the thing!
She looks down at you and she sort of just keep that away from the fur as she backs up. Clack, clack, clack.
Rock lobster? No, crab. So, alright.
And she
Totally.
looks up and says, "How about the rest of you? How have you been doing? Did it frighten
Swell!
you?" And then she says, "Good. Tilly, the roof needs more needles on it."
Can do! And she puts Krabby down and ties his claws back off and goes to take care of the roof.
You notice that she is like hammering a stick into the ground, and there's like a little,
leash.
yeah.
Yeah.
She just like coils it around the middle of the crab, and now it's like leashed to her front yard.
Grand. I gotta dodge a crab as I talk to her.
It's all. It's clamped.
It's
Okay,
clamped.
never mind. That's fine. It'll just be like bumping me.
She looks to the rest of you, seeing that you're still here, and says, "Is there anything else you need?"
Maybe not need, but I would like to learn more about yourself, if that's possible at all. You have an amazing piece of armor on that I am fascinated as to how you crafted it, as well as all of your decorations and, well, not decorations, mind you. They're decorations is the wrong word.
She's just
Trophies.
looking at you.
I know. Anyways, so I figured in exchange for some conversation about what you do here, or how you make your tools of the trade, per se. I would like to present to you this repellent that I have made. Hopefully it'll help keep, pests or other unwanted things away from your place.
So I feel like you sort of have like not only like a mixture that can sort of be spread around, but like also just like a collection of various like bad things, like natural weeds or herbs that will like keep away the pesty stuff.
Yes.
And she just sort of like looks down at it, looks at you, and then she just gives this big alright. She sort of like just snatches it away from you and starts marching around her terrain and starts to just shake her head and say, at the very least, I'm not giving away anything that really matters. It's not like you guys can do half the things I have. You're very intimidated.
Yes, we'll go with that. I didn't think I would make it this far. Oh no.
You also wanted her help with another tech check, I believe. So you're gonna get a +1 from Drugda if you join in on this little like exchange, Arcane.
Yes, I was, as soon as when she was kind of comfortable and settled into this, I was going to approach her with the notes I've had so far, and I was saying that I'm drafting a map of some of the concerns and threats in the region. I would be more than happy to make additional copies for you, and can update them at your request. I was wondering if you had additional insight that you could assist me with, so this is more accurate.
Firstly, don't assume that I don't know everything that you are experiencing right now. I know this entire land, every hill, every hole, every tree. I just don't bother to write it down, unlike you mice. You're so lost out here. And the only reason I'm helping you,
And she looks down to Cedric, sort of now directing it at you.
is because you're convenient. Having the rest of you mice here staking a claim on this land without bothering, my activity, my life. It's advantageous.
Tilly shouts down from the group.
That's her way of saying we're friends!
Making sure that you don't come wandering into an anthill or something worse. That's good in the long run, I understand that. Alright. Come, let's walk.
She begins to regale some of the tales about some of her trophies. The rabbit's foot comes from the previous rabbit chief that she had slain, but she notes that she has several ears as well inside her hut, particularly of a few that were rambunctious youngsters who destroyed her fence in one of her hermit huts further east. She had no mercy for them. A few others, especially the turtle shell. She says the turtle shell is an especially old relic that she carved out of a fierce snapping turtle. She fashioned it into armor that she could wear for herself after she made a delicious, delectable stew out of him. And now has free reign over the lake that he once dominated. And among other things, she speaks of several ex-husbands and wives that thought they could steal her tunnels and her homes after they had worked themselves into her good graces. And she says there are plenty skulls in some of her huts surrounding this edge of the wild country. to say that she is by far the most dangerous beast you have yet met. And tells you all other things, including the location of recently discovered Foxborough, some other nasty places, some wonderful blackberry bushes, that sort of thing. Anything else you want to know?
Yes, the lake borders and the locations of that would be immensely helpful.
Yes, I will draw it on the map for you. And after that, is there anything else?
No?
Does she know the nature of a scientist's job in the Mouse Guard, or no?
Not generally. She just knows that you mice are clever, and sometimes that's useful. Sometimes, however, a good spear can do just as much.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering if she would know of any. No, wait, she already did plants. So I was wondering if she would know any. Either recipes or concoctions that might be of use for a mouse on the guard. And if she would be willing to.
She does. She will impart an anti-venom.
Ooh.
It has been a necessary thing because there's a venomous snake that has made her home in the wild country as of late. She coils herself in the rocks of the northern coast. And when she has run afoul of Drugda had to very quickly, with the help of her most recent lover, concoct this very experimental anti-venom. It seemed to work, but she warns you as she gives you this little recipe.
Don't go out and try to get some field research. A weasel can take the bite and survive for a while. You mice, the wound would fester soon before you could even get to a table.
Would this anti-venom work on smaller poisons?
I cannot say. It's only for that snake.
Okay.
I would not drink it casually either. It is potent.
Do we know what species
It's more
of
like
snake
it's more
this is?
like it's more like to make you ill than anything else.
Oh. Okay.
Do we know what species this snake is?
The snake will be... I actually need to look it up because I do have the nature of the snake, but... yes. It will be a venomous snake. I don't know... Are rattlesnakes in Michigan? No? Then it's some kind of venomous snake in Michigan. One of its nature descriptors is going to be venomous. That's what you will know. It is a slithering venomous snake. That is the nature that it has and possesses.
The only venomous species in Michigan is the eastern Massasauga rattlesnake.
Okay.
And it's in the Lower Peninsula.
You
That's the
fucking
only
rock.
one. Yeah.
You
How
rock.
do you know this?
How do you know this?
I literally
How do you know
just
this?
Googled it as, yeah, we both must have Googled it at the same
Yeah,
time.
I have.
okay.
You're with me through a computer.
The power of the internet, yo.
So, there is a rattlesnake who is poisonous, and it does make its home north of Tapper's Point somewhere. That is what you know, that is what she tells you, and you do have an experimental recipe. That is
Okay.
2 checks down. We have 4 more left. What do you guys want to do?
I would love to make a healer's check because I just realized that if I get one more pass on healer, I will be level 4.
Okay, what do you want to do?
It's higher than me.
Is there something? Would it be a healer check if Tilly were to
Try and whip up like a first aid kit for Durga.
Yeah, that sounds like an emergency field thing.
like something she could use in a.
Let's
Can
see.
I assist with healer?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Your healer. So go ahead and just give me an obstacle 4, because the obstacle 3 is used to like cure the person, but because you're trying to make a field kit, it's going to be +1 to that obstacle. So 4 successes is what I need.
And 1 die. From me.
Okay, so I have 3 as my base healer, +1 from the helping dice. Can I tap some more community dice?
How many?
I think I'll
7.
actually take 3 this time, because last time I did not end up taking the extra 3.
How many?
3 extras.
Okay, so that leaves us with 1 plus
Really?
3 persona points. Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I won't take 3. I'll just
I
take,
mean,
like, 1.
okay, so you're just taking 1.
Yeah.
All right, that leaves us with 2, I think.
Well, if she took 3 and that left you with 1, then taking 1 would leave you with 3.
3. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
can I use my rational trait to help me?
Yes.
Excellent.
Any other helping dice?
Are there any other skills that you would accept as helping dice?
Scientist. That's it? Okay.
Oh, well. Alright,
God's
I guess
sake.
I'm rolling 6 dice. How many?
Besides healer, I'm not sure what would be the other ones apply. I have Lore Mouse.
I will pump 1 more persona point of my own into that and bring it up to 7. And rolling.
Oh,
Yay. That's more like it. Okay.
Begrudgingly, Drugda will accept this tote bag of healing items.
Level up.
Well done. That means we have 3 more checks available.
So you mentioned earlier that my very persistent exploring earlier to find the goods required for the Cedric's gift would add to my map making roll.
That's right. You need to
I
roll
was
that.
wondering. Yes, I was wondering. Is that equal to the successes, or is that whole roll an additional 1 dice?
You have now 9 dice, I believe, because
Yes.
Drugda is helping.
Okay, good.
So
And
you
is
need
that
to roll that, yeah.
Is that in addition to the dice I get from searching, or just the just Drugda's assistance?
Just her assistance.
Can I add inquisitive based on my questioning?
Have you used Inquisitive already?
No, I haven't.
Okay, then. You already are. You already are.
Okay, good stuff.
So yeah, I think you have 9 dice currently.
That's correct. What's the obstacle on this?
3.
Okay, I think I'm comfortable with that.
Okay. Well, boom. So that's very well done. 5 successes. You're going to be able to find a spot in Tapper's Point to seclude yourself. There is a library there that you sort of gather your wits about you and start drawing a little map of your adventure so far, as well as a key and various symbols to note the various creatures, threats, and boons that some mice can find in this rather treacherous wild country. So, we still have 3 checks, however.
I'm hoping I can use this later on for to add to another rolls, because now we know where everything is.
Yeah, go ahead and write down a detailed map in your
Will do, and I'll consume the map making equipment.
Brahms, did you want to roll for anything?
Yeah, I'd like to try and make a manipulator check for Tilly to come back to actually Tapper's Point. As we were, directed by the guard captain to try and bring her back.
Uh-huh. So you need to convince Tilly to stop hanging out with Drugda.
Yep.
How do you want to do that?
I think I'm going to attempt manipulator. Using, basically saying that my bunk is actually, or my area of living is on the outskirts, therefore Grandma Biddy is going to be nowhere near that particular area for Tilly to, encounter her.
Oh god. So wait, you're using Manipulator.
Yep.
Are you lying?
Oh, maybe?
Asshole.
Okay,
know that.
so you don't know that. Here's what you will have to do. You need to... Manipulator, holy shit, this is awesome.
Oh man, is this gonna be against her will?
It's a versus test. Against your will.
Shit. She's a dumb child. She has like no will. God damn it. Oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome. So, do you guys want to use any traits to help you?
I would use clever in this case.
This is a clever lie. Noodle.
And I would also say guard's honor, actually, in this case, because I'm looking to bring a mouse guard back to the actual fold.
Yeah, instead of hanging out with this treacherous fucking weasel.
I got an anti-venom, excuse me.
I have
Dang
a
it,
map.
I used both of the traits that could have possibly helped me. Damn it. Alright, well shit. Yeah, I think I'm out of luck on this one.
I mean, you gotta roll first.
So that's what, 5 to me? So far?
I think, because you can only use one trait.
Okay, one trait?
Yeah, which
Would
one?
be
You can
4.
use either.
So I'll use clever, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not really guard's honor if you're using
Lying.
deceit. Still, it's for the best.
It is our orders. We were asked to use.
All right.
4 seconds.
So you're using 4 dice. Tilly, 2.
I have well, it would be 3 because she has will 3, but I have a question. If I tap my nature for this, because she is trying to essentially remain escaped from something she considers a threat, would my nature go down if I tap it?
You're technically using this for hiding, yes. So hiding is a
Okay.
part of your mousy nature. I will not make you reduce it.
What?
Awesome. So I will spend my last persona point and tap my nature. My nature is...
That's stretching it, though. I'm not happy doing it, but I really find this to be.
I mean, you can veto it if you want, and I'll just take my nature down a notch.
Well, the thing is you're trying to sense if he's lying or not. You're trying to catch on if he's lying, and in fact, your mouse nature would work against that because if he's telling the truth, then you wouldn't think to use your mousy nature in this case.
Well, the thing is, she, like, actively does not want to believe him, because, like, as soon as he brings up, hey, you have to go back to this thing where she thinks her grandma is, because she hasn't seen her grandmother leave, like, she's in defensive mode.
I also think it's just against your nature to be living with this Drupta weasel.
Okay, that's true.
Because it stinks of predator. So I think that's also not helpful for you.
Okay, so I should just bring my nature down by 1?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. I will tap my nature,
Valiant
add
effort, though.
an extra 5 dice, bring that up to 8, and let's do it.
Oh.
Oh.
Shit, son.
You're gonna have to.
What do you tell her? You approach Tilly as she's looking at her crab
Yeah,
that's
I
been
feel
tied
that.
up.
What happens to the crab?
Tilly, if you don't come back with me, the guard captain is going to seriously go ahead and reprimand me if you don't come back with me right now.
She gives him a look and says,
That's a really sad day for you.
and just stares and does not move an inch.
Alright, I'm going to ask Cedric. I'm going to ask, because I have no frame of reference for the situation.
Oh my god.
Who is, hiding from your grandmother? Tilly's hiding from her grandmother here?
Yes.
Who is her grandmother?
Cruel. End of story.
An asshole. A bloody benighted crow-begotten witch.
And she's still here. I haven't seen her leave. She's probably still in there, and I am not going back until she's out of there. And she, like, turns on her heels and stomps off toward the hut.
Let me make an offer of myself.
Wait,
Oh,
Wait.
Cedric, go ahead. You know.
Sorry, I have a nature that I can use here. Maybe. Or trait that I can use here. Maybe. Because I'm an extrovert. So I can...
It would have to be a roll.
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
So it might not even need to be a roll. But we'll see. Is I can ask her what her grandmother's name is, and then go to Tapper's Point and ask if she's there. Because of if this
name is Bridget.
Okay,
I
cool.
roll.
I'll go check. Do you need me to roll?
Circles. It would be a circles check.
Oh fuck. Okay.
But what were you gonna say, Arcane?
I was thinking, and I was going to make this offer to Tilly, because I'm new here, and I am... Patrol guards are ranking enough. I was going to ask Tilly, rather than whatever the guard captain's asking us to do, if we go back to Tapper's Point, would you be more comfortable staying with me instead of your grandmother? And you won't have to speak with her. You won't have to worry about any dangers out here. I'll make sure you're okay.
She like turns. She turns around to look at you, but like you can see her hackles sort of rising, not in like an aggressive way, but in like a shit, I can feel a predator's eyes on me kind of way. And she goes, "You don't understand. You don't understand. If this woman is even in the same 500-mile radius, it's awful. You don't know what it's like to be around her. She'll make some sort of comment. She'll do something to actively sabotage anything that I'm doing. It's not a good idea. It's not a good plan for me to be anywhere around her because reasons. Because reasons. No, I'm sorry.
As far as I'm concerned, she can go stuff it, and she can't tell me to do anything.
Yes, she can, but she can tell me what to do.
As a healer and someone who deals with health, and as I mentioned earlier, mental health is a thing I deal with. I say that this is a bad idea. I could just check first.
Yeah, you go check, and then we'll see if this is necessary.
Please, if it's safe, I'll come back and I'll apologize to Arabelle and I'll do whatever she wants, but not if she's still there.
Circles. I have two.
But
I also have extrovert, as I said.
We could just ask the guard captain. We know Seabury and Blaze, they would see everyone who goes in and out.
That's true.
So yeah,
Ask them for help.
It would probably be obstacle 3, I would say. Yeah.
Oof.
Okay.
You could help though.
The effort from some people there that we know already, Seabury, Blaze, the guard captain, because we're trying to accomplish the guard captain's orders.
Yeah.
They might be willing to help since there's very little effort on their parts.
It's up to you guys.
And also, I'm just new to the town, so I figured that the people standing at the gates would be willing to assist the person who's new to the town.
Mm-hmm. I'd say
Which is extremely helpful.
Blaze would help, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, the same with the... but we were just traveling with her. We did a whole adventure with her. I can't remember her name.
Then I don't know who you're referring to.
The moth person, Insectress.
Oh, Aurelia.
Aurelia. I could
She
ask
might,
Aurelia
yeah.
as well.
Aurelia Silkwash.
She might help,
Because I apparently left a good impression, so we'll hope that works.
Yeah, I
So
think
maybe-
she'd help too. So that's 2 helping dice, plus Arcane's helping dice. Yeah, whenever you're ready to roll.
That's 3 helping dice?
Yeah.
Okay. Bram and... you willing to help? Maybe?
You'd have to leave Tilly here with Drugda.
Elric.
Oh! I can't come.
Tilly ain't coming with you.
Okay. Yeah. So Elric has to stay behind. Okay. So that's 3 helping dice, 2. That's 5 total. Plus, as I said, does extrovert assist to this?
Definitely.
Yeah. So I thought. So it's 6. That is 6 dice.
3 successes is all I need.
3 successes is all you need.
50-50.
However, do I know anyone else there? What about the guard captain herself, the one that we were speaking to and gave us our mission briefing?
She's busy.
Did she have...
She is not...
Did she have a clerk?
She is the guard captain. She's not going to help you track down some no-name hillbilly.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right. She had a hard time with people who she didn't even know the name.
There are
not
20
Mouse
people in a town. Is this
Yeah.
not something you
Would
could walk
extrovert
around?
not assist to that?
No, I already said
you're saying-
extra. I already said extrovert is going to give you helping.
I meant, yeah.
Yeah. So you have 6 dice. I don't think you can milk this any more than it is.
But my luck has been so bad that it's so worth just... And can I throw a persona to add 1 dice?
Yes.
Yes, doing that. Taking 1 off persona, doing 7 dice. I am ready to roll.
Go.
Oh god. That works.
Success. So you pursue the name Biddy Anthill. And immediately you get the sense that people here do not like her.
Oh no.
You get the idea that she came into town very recently, and it sort of had this shockwave of bad impressions. But from what you do know, and from what you gather, she came here for a specific purpose. She also came here with a patrol guard named Tamrick Butternut, and the 2 of them, along with a patrol of guards mice, left recently. You don't know when they'll be back.
Will they be back, is the question.
They probably will, but they left this morning for an extended mission, from what you heard.
So we have some time.
Yeah. So she's not in town right now.
Can we just bring her to the guard, say, hey look, she's here, then bring her back? No,
That's
I'm
up to
kidding,
you
do that.
guys.
Oh, you can tell Tilly that, and
Yeah, we can.
if she does come back, maybe she's dead. But if she does come
Grim.
back, we will out the other end of town.
All right. Tilly, they bring you this information, I assume.
Yes, we do. Hey Tilly!
Tilly,
She's gone! She left a while ago.
Tilly like peeks her head over the edge of the roof where she's still fixing the thatching, and she goes, "Are you sure?"
Yes! Trust me, I checked with
positive?
5 different people.
Where did she go?
Extended mission. She'll be gone for a while.
Extended mission where? With who?
Patrol mouse.
Troll Mouse Butternut. Does that ring any bells? Last name Butternut?
I don't
I don't
know.
remember.
Were you there?
I think she was, but I don't think she would have much memory of the surname.
No.
At least.
And unfortunately, this is a mission for next time, so I don't know the mice who will be here for the next session, sadly.
That's fine.
But they would give you those names and say, yeah, they left on a mission. They'll be gone for a little while. They went far east.
Territories is not far east enough. And she kind of looks around at the thatching materials that she's got with her, and she's like, I'll finish this and then I'll come back with you. Yeah, fine. I'll do it.
Cool.
Alright, bye. And she, like, ducks down and gets back to work.
Right? She will return to Tapper's Point once she finishes the roof for Rubda.
One does
That is fair. I'm not gonna mess with any roofs.
So, we have 2 checks left. What do you guys want to do with
Holy
those last
hell.
2 checks? You can train another skill if you want.
Bram, have you done anything?
I
Elric?
tried to bring back Tilly, but failed miserably. So I will try to enhance Weasel's Bane. I think this time for the
Oh, yeah.
I think the 3rd time.
Okay,
I
so
remember that.
that is going to be a hefty order. What you need to do...
I can assist him with scientist.
Yes, get your armorer ready. How many do you have?
So that's 3 in armor and another one for scientist.
3 for armor. So
For
you're gonna do
Weasel's
armor.
Bane?
So you're gonna do armor. That's
Yeah.
the one that you'll have to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'll need you to do in that case is tell me. Do you want to give what is it? A sword?
It's a sword, so I'm probably going to go with
The +1 success? Or
yeah, +1 success.
Alright, I think that's obstacle 3 or obstacle 4, deadly.
It's
Can you
deadly,
get the where is it? Oh, it's oh gosh. I don't know where it is.
thing.
I'm pretty sure it's obstacle 3, possibly.
Considering it's Weasel's Bane, it might be more.
Well, I mean, I could use my Predator Wise.
That's true.
Go ahead. I think that'll be fine.
So that's 5d6.
Do you want to use any persona? Anything like that?
I think I'm going to use 2 Persona.
Obstacle 3. Do your worst.
How many dice is that?
7 total right now.
Is it enough? Do you want to use a trait?
I think I used Fearless, used Clever but failed, and Guard's Honor.
I think you... No.
I suppose. I mean, you could stretch it and be like, yeah, I'm using it because I'm using it to protect my friends that are in the guard.
Maybe it's like upkeep your weapons, because that's what the guard does. They don't neglect their weapons.
I suppose that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd allow it.
It could be made in the name of the cause of defending the Sen border.
So, I think that's 8 dice.
That's AD. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Oh, can I use a fate point on that? Dear
Fate point,
God.
you mean a persona point, right?
Yeah.
What's your
could-
wise?
Predator Wise.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's so painful.
Okay, so you're using a persona point to re-roll all your failures, right?
Yep.
Oh my god.
wow.
Oh,
Thank
do it.
Thank God I hit
It's
3.
beautiful.
Do it. Oh my god.
That's...
Hold your breath.
Alright. That's 86. It's so painful.
Come on, Pleasant Flower.
Oh,
Just barely. Okay.
Jesus.
Wow.
So, how do you update Weasel's Bane to have that +1 success on all attacks?
In this case, what I would do is I would go ahead and he would just... He focuses hard on smithing night and day, and he spends about a good day trying to get Weasel's Bane, solidly, sharpened to the point of it being deadly.
Oof.
And he, manages to actually achieve this, which is something he wasn't able to actually do in Lockhaven. He wasn't actually able to do this. So it's something of an achievement to him. He's very proud of this work. To actually succeed in getting this to this level.
Nicely. So after that, I believe that is a job well done, sir. And we are ready for the last turn. The last check, I mean. What do we want to do?
Is this Tilly's?
No,
This
she's
is
already... Tilly, have you done something?
Tilly gave
Yep.
me.
Yeah, I leveled up.
hers.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
she used that healer.
He did healing.
Do you guys... Does anybody have any conditions?
I was wondering, is there? Do you advance nature at all, or is that just something that eventually decreases?
You can advance
Yeah.
nature. Unfortunately, you're at level 6. If you advance it one more time, you're going to be too mousy.
So I can't function as a
Yeah.
guard anymore.
Yeah, you kind of retire for a little
You have
while.
to retire the character for the rest of the
Okay.
campaign season.
What?
Yeah,
What
if
about-
your nature gets too high, your character like goes crazy and like bolts off into the woods, and you cannot play that character anymore until the campaign season is over.
And if you
That's
get too
crazy.
low, then you also go a little crazy.
You become too
Hey,
strong.
Elric. Hey, Elric, how's it going?
Could I advance scout at all?
Yeah. What do you want now? Also,
Or
with
practice
your,
scout?
you have to get passes and fails in order to advance a skill. You have to test as many passes as you have the rating. So if you have like 2, you need 2 passes. But you also need to fail 1 minus the number. So what's your scout currently at?
3.
3. Do you want to just sort of like scout the area around
Yeah.
Tapper's Point? Okay, so
Specifically, I think I'll be focusing on the region to the north because I have a distinct feeling that that snake might come up.
that's
Or
going
if
to
it
be.
does, something.
So what I want you to do is go ahead and do obstacle 3. Do you want helping dice?
Yes, I would like that.
Who's gonna help?
Hi. Pathfinder.
Elric?
Come up.
Would Scout help?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got survivalist.
If you guys want to make this like sort of a weekend trip, you
I
can.
think we can go out.
Yeah. Alright, so that's 3 helping dice. You need 3 successes.
Can I apply my detailed map to this? Since I have a map of the region.
No. Because you don't have a map of the region up there.
Okay, just the snake, not the way in between.
You only know that the snake is up there. You don't know where it is.
Okay.
It sort of just roams that region. So you
Right.
don't know, sadly.
I don't think I would start with any more persona points, so I can't use my nature on this or anything like that.
Ah, yeah. You only get 1.
That's okay. 50-50. Works.
Alright.
Essentially.
You don't have any fate points. So unfortunately, and everybody else, you will suffer this as well because you helped. You are all going to be hungry and thirsty. So everybody mark off hungry and thirsty as the condition. This trip is unfortunately, it's sort of that weekend camping trip that just didn't go right.
It's like that trip that you take with the family, and it's like, it'll be a family experience. We'll
Oh,
grow to
no.
love each other more. And it just goes south.
Actually, it goes north.
Words
Yep.
can't express.
So in addition to the condition,
Congratulations,
the
you
objective fails.
you failed. That's the fail that you needed, though. So go ahead and mark that on your character sheet. That little
Okay.
checkbox. Congratulations, everybody. We've made it
Failed.
through another session of Mouse Guard.
That was amazing.
And at the end of every session, we ensure that our players get rewarded. So, here's what we're going to do. We are going to start by handing out fate points. So, we're going to go down the list and make sure you guys get what you deserve. If you acted on your belief, you get a fate point. So look at that belief and ponder to yourself, did I actually do that? Did you? What do you guys think? Did you cover it?
I don't think I
Yes.
did.
No.
Yeah, mine didn't come up this time. It's fine.
What was your belief?
My belief is that the cities get enough help, somebody's got to look out for the wild mice. And, like, wild mice versus city mice didn't really come up in this session.
Nah, sadly not.
Yeah, I tried to be clever and I think I failed horribly.
Yeah, I mean,
But you tried.
Gold
You
Star,
tried.
Comic Sans.
you acted on your belief. It doesn't say you
Yeah.
have to succeed.
Yeah.
And if you also acted on your instinct, you also would get another fate point.
I did
Did
do
I?
that!
Wait, hang on. What was the first one? The acting on nature was what again?
Acting on your belief.
Belief was one persona or fate?
Fate.
Fate, right? Thanks. Cool.
I think I did. I had one for making plans. We did that for setting up the map. We have to go to a few different people.
That's true.
Make a lure. Go to Jurda.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's good. If you didn't, you can always change the instinct if you don't feel like you're getting enough use out of it. But otherwise, you can keep just tackling it until you feel like it's good.
I didn't get my instinct, unfortunately.
I'm thinking of hidey hole wise.
What is
Because
your
of
what is your instinct though?
my instinct
instinct-
is to search for any
That's right.
holes, right? Like anything, whenever, like wherever I am.
That's really smart, actually. I'm very proud of that. Yeah.
Mm.
So,
with that,
that's directly connected. So whenever you give helping dice, you use that instinct. That's really cool.
so is that Fate or Persona?
Fate.
Fate.
Yep.
Cool.
And that's all the fate points we'll be handing out. We're now moving on to persona points. If you accomplished your goal, you get a persona point. What was everybody's goal this session?
My goal was to get Krabby to attack something on command and make sure the others see it happen.
That's amazing.
Very specific and very well done. Who's next?
My goal was pretty specific on the catching those grasshoppers. I was going to recommend that we focus traps on like the leeward side, the areas uncovered by the canopy, the dark, dank places, where that was how hiding hole came into effect.
That was actually really helpful. I
Yep.
approve.
Mine was trying to get Tilly to come back to Tabor's Point.
You tried.
You
I did
now here's
try.
Gold star.
you got the gold star persona point. You said try.
You said try, therefore you get it. You know what mine was?
What?
Mine was, let me read this. Talk with Weasel or learn more about her. That is why I was so hell-bent on doing it.
Like her name.
There you go.
There you go.
It was worth it.
I'm very proud. And that earns you a persona point. Now, we get to jump to the funnest bit. MVP and the workhorse. These are two rewards that my players need to vote on. We need to decide who is the most valuable player, who rolled that one titular moment that saved the whole game, and who was sort of like carrying the others on their backs as they
MVP
rolled the
was
other
great.
skills. So, who gets the MVP? Do you guys think? Bear?
MVP was totally the crab. It was the crab. Like, genuinely.
Crab for MVP.
I was googling crab diets and crabs and ants before I mentioned that. I needed to know if that idea would work.
I gotta say Tilly in that case, because she's training the crab, so...
This was a very spur of the moment player's turn check that really came out to help you guys. I'm very happy for this. Tilly, you get a persona point.
Heck yeah. Next is
Who-
workhorse.
Who gets workhorse?
I vote Erna.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, Erna did a lot.
Instructress for the win.
That's true. So, Erna, your first time in Tapper's Point was certainly an interesting one. You made yourself quite useful with this little patrol that you sort of adopted. I think you earned that persona point.
Thank you.
So, we also have one more award, the most important one, and that is the Embodiment Award, because all of you roleplayed your characters so handsomely and adorably, and we just want to give you a persona point to let you know we appreciate it. And we also appreciate there's the simple fact that you guys are here playing with us tonight. So, that is our session of Mouse Guard. Let's talk. What did you guys think of the session? What did you guys think of the lovely game that we're playing right here? Arcane, this is your first time playing Mouse Guard. Is this your first time playing a role-playing game?
No, I've played several.
Okay, I just want to make sure. What do you think of Mouse Guard so far?
I think it's a really interesting system. It's definitely one that is flexible in terms of justifying how X fits into Y, and teamwork is a much stronger component of this than I would say most other games I've been in. Some games you could run solo. I don't think you could effectively run Mouse Guard solo without having a character to the nines. It could be done. We have to be very good. I know Ben is probably standing behind you, and I have heard about that, but it would be tricky in my opinion.
The adventures of Gowan, they are legend. But for the rest of you, sometimes I think Owen, this is your second.
Second.
Are you learning it?
Yes, I absolutely love this to pieces.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Are you a soft boy?
You're a soft boy.
He's a very soft boy.
And the final question I just want to pose to my players and to the people in the chat: Pleasant Bow? Is it Flower Bow? Is it good?
Bow is best.
Is it? It's not. It hasn't gained sentience, have it? Has it?
No, it hasn't.
Flower, the antithesis of sentient bow.
All right. So thankfully, Sentient Bow. It is pushed back for now. We do not have to worry about anything bad happening
It
to
has
anybody.
ventured back into the darkness from whence it came.
Yes, exactly. So from there, we're gonna just drop it right there and leave you guys with this pleasant evening. But I would like to do something. Let's go ahead and drop by the most special person streaming right now. Not so speedruns. They are playing the fantastic game 6 and 20. I would like us to go raid them and tell them, gosh darn, we think you're amazing. Yes. So I have the raid link down there. I would like you guys to go ahead and copy paste that. Join me in raiding this fantastic streamer, my good friend Speedy, and all the lovely players that he has assigned to him. Let's go ahead and drop in, give him a few shout-outs, make the Possum Posse just wreck his entire chat, if you will. Guys, thank you again. It's good to be back. We'll be coming back tomorrow with Out of the Abyss, no party mode, D&D returning. And then Sunday, we're back with Festival of Colors, I believe. Actually, yeah, I think we're good with that. We're also back with Dark Spring on Aspirin's channel, and as per usual, we'll be doing Tuesdays and Thursdays Mouse Guard campaigns. If you would like to come join us, we would be more than happy to have you.
I love you guys, and I hope you have a splendid evening, alright? Best of luck, and we'll see you next time on the forefront. Bye-bye.